Democracy in Africa without food on the table will breed instability. Tinubu tells South African counterpart Ramaphosa. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel. The president knows that the menace of poverty, hunger and deprivation in Nigeria and other African countries would not guarantee political stability on the continent. I wonder what thing they discuss with them reach talk into this matter, and I wonder whether they are going to come up with a solution. The news in detail, please. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu has said that democracy in African state without food on the table will be a breeding ground for instability. The president noted that the menace of poverty, hunger, and deprivation in Nigeria and other African countries would not guarantee political stability on the continent. Tinubu said this while meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly to discuss stronger economic and regional ties. You cannot have a stable democracy in the presence of a poverty of knowledge and a starvation of people. Democracy without food on the table is a breeding ground for what will consume us if care is not taken. Tinubu in a statement issued on Monday by his media aide Ajuri Ngelale. The Nigerian president said Africa must have a consensus on billions of dollars spent through international development finance institutions over the years. He said the funds must meet the specific needs of developing democracies in Africa, even if it is done with exclusive regard for their enlightened self-interest. During the end of the Second World War, the Marshall Plan was established by the reconstruction and economic restoration of European nations through Bretton Woods institutions. Where has this presence been for Africa? We have to be careful not to replace the broken shackle of yesterday with a new set of shackle. We must join hands and agree that the international finance institutions require reform, as Africa is not to be a ground for economic scavenging any longer, but it is a place with gifted people that is ready for investment and cooperation, Tinubu stated. He said that this will make more impact on global affairs for the benefit of over 1 billion Africans with its enormous human and natural resources wealth. Tinubu told the South African president that our continent is the last untapped ground for accelerated massive growth and new economic opportunity on earth. The president further said, we must be in charge of our own resources and we must work to use each other effectively to achieve what is best for all of us, Mr. President. We look forward to an era of economically productive relationship. Now, this is what exactly I am going to say. I'm going to be saying this. See what is going on in the country. See everything where they go on everywhere. I want people to understand in this country that not be only here. It is not only happening in Nigeria. It is happening everywhere. But why are we angry? We are angry because this thing now that is happening, we should have a plan for it. It's just like person who build a house on top mountain. Ain't go no say ain't go get provision for food. She go dey climb the mountain, go don't know so okay. I go dey climb the mountain every day. If I dey go, they find food. You understand? You go don't know the dangers. And we have all the resources in quantum. Anything we want to do for this country, whether na say refinery, whether we get all the resources to make. Let me remove Africa. Let me now talk about Nigeria. We have it here. That is why it is painful. For some places, then get ore, then get coal, then get tin, then get gold, then get waiting oil, then get agricultural products. And as rich as this country is, the other day I was watching a particular clip. I think it was a tsunami happening. Or a storm. No, it was a hurricane. Just they sweep away things. The thing we enter my mouth be say, God bless Nigeria. So these things no they happen. People, as in, this thing is not happening like how am I going to put it? That particular thing was not happening like, be film. and it was not happening. People were outside and the hurricane was happening. Oh, more Bob. Has here? You know, I can't think this thing no dey happen for Nigeria here. We know they get storm, we know they get hurricane. Even the flood, with the one with the flood where they happen, papa, na man-made flood. If the government do the needful, flood no go dey happen. You get, and if Nigerians self use their brain, flood no go dey happen for some places. So we have everything to, as in everything to be better. That is why all this one where they do, God will come down. God will not come down. God has given us everything. It is left for us to figure it out by ourselves. Now, what I'm going to say to these two presidents that are sitting there and talking, talk is cheap. Please get on with action. We have been hearing talk for the past, Nigeria is how many years old? Almost 65. Now, we have been hearing these talks now for a very long time. And it is cheap. Let them get to action. Let them fold their sleeves. This is why we were talking about getting people who are young into power, who can actually really fold their sleeves and get to work. Okay, Tinubu knows the right things to say and do, but he will not do them for the good reason, because he don't needs hungry, misguided masses to worship him. Well, you have a point. Not just him, the rich, for the poor. For the rich to continue to remain rich, they have to keep the poor poor. This is what I talk now. It's deep. For the rich to continue to remain, to thrive, they have to keep the poor poor. So if they do everything now, make everybody come see road, they come up for poverty. Who can be the poor person? Who they can the fool? Hello, no. Okay, good observation, but I'm sure you have been aware of those facts as a founding party leader for 8 years and another 100 days as president and more. Yes, I'm yet to see what you have done to alter this. Followers say make them give them time, so make gonna give them time. Best of it said further, we do not know Tinubu, inform your brick gameplay here. And African leaders is still talking about food on the table, while other continents are talking about technology and the future of their citizens. Are you surprised? Of course I'm not. If you say you are surprised, let me say you know they talk to me. I'm not surprised at all. If he has anything to offer, just cash out and keep quiet than talking as if you understand what he said. Food on the table or the citizens' table, because Nigeria did not see any table, food on the table. Well, to those who are seeing premium shaggy already, and this is barely 100 days in office, I say make I tell them, I say make una do, make una do. It is going to get better. Hopefully, we can only hope that things get better. And for those who be say follow, do the wrong thing during this election, I just hope that whatever shaggy you are saying, you don't get yourself. The shaggy don't clear your eyes well, so that in future coming elections, you go do it in, you go do the needful. Alright, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for turning in to listen until I come your way next.